My F22 boyfriend, M26, is asking me to stop wearing leggings and anything skin tight outside of my house. So recently my boyfriend has been acting more and more strange. Last night I was telling him about an incident at work. Some guy asked me if I was good at shaking my ass, and then proceeded to say, "You have the ass for it." It was really unprofessional and unexpected. However, my boyfriend's first reaction when I told him was, "What were you wearing?" And when I told him I was wearing everyday work pants, trousers with a turtleneck sweater, he went on to talk about how I'm over here showing my ass at work. And then he was asking how many times I took my lab coat off and then accused me of wearing that outfit for the guy who made those comments. Even though he knows I only met the guy that damn day and picked my outfit before I went to work obviously. He then went on to say that he also wants me to stop wearing leggings outside of my house altogether. IDK what to think. It's crazy to me, but then he disguises it as boundaries and what he's comfortable with. Too long did not read. My boyfriend is asking me to stop wearing leggings outside of the house because he doesn't want people looking at me. He's calling that boundaries. Control starts small. First it's your clothes, then it's your friends, then it's where you're allowed to go, then it's be home by X time. Where will you stop the line? It's clothing FFS. Sounds like your boyfriend is insecure about something. I personally wouldn't put up with that. Your boyfriend is the kind that blames girls being raped on what they wore and say, they were asking for it. He's an asshole and you can do better. Girl, run. No, but seriously, that's a huge red flag for control and abuse. Does he display any other flags? Jealousy? Manipulation? Gaslighting? Anger issues? That's a bit concerning that he wasn't concerned about the borderline sexual harassment comment and jumped to victim blaming you. Boundaries is thrown around a lot these days. I have found a lot of people do not actually understand what boundaries mean. It is not a boundary. This is his preference and frankly is showing controlling tendencies, which is not a good sign in my opinion. Your boyfriend is a misogynist and a victim blamer. Break up with him. UGHHGGGGGF. Sorry, the "What were you wearing?" is a classic RPE apologist quote. Hearing it in this context made me throw up in my mouth a little bit. Your boyfriend has a right to express an opinion on what he finds distasteful. But he does not have a right to control what you wear. His boundaries do not extend to you, because you are not his property. You can try educate him, there's a million online videos showing that men be creeps no matter what you wear. But honestly I think you can do better. Update 3. My friend cheated on her fiancé and was proud of herself. Okay people. Third and probably final update pertaining to my friend, who cheated on her fiancé and was proud of it. I'm kind of drunk after a happy hour with my coworkers, so don't mind me, but I wanted to update. I knew she was lying, or at least wasn't telling the full truth when she said that she told her fiancé the truth about her affair. I messaged him and all I had to say was, "Hi ______", and he didn't reply for a day. I had every intention of telling him everything when he replied. The next day he got back to me and said, "Hey. So thank you for all that you did to get me to find out the truth. I told Erin that you messaged me, and suddenly the full truth came out. At first she told me that the hookup was just once with a random guy at the bar. But thanks to you, I learned the whole truth. I'm so lost and I don't know what to do." He said he believed she was remorseful because she spent all day in bed after that being depressed and crying. I told him the truth that I think she is not remorseful and she is not sad for him, she is sad she got caught and everyone will know her true character. She didn't get away with living her fantasy and deceiving everyone. He went and told her everything I said. I know this because a mutual friend that I have kept updated said she told her that I was the bad person for speaking ill of her to her fiancé. So I am separating myself from both of them from here on out. But my job here is done. He knows the truth and she was fully exposed. Who knows what he will do from here? Even though some of you said some mean things to me, I thank you for giving me the courage to speak the truth. I truly feel at peace now. Toxic friend is cut out of my life, and a decent person, who deserves better, knows the truth about his fiancée. Even if he is too naive to see her for what she is. You did the right thing. Not many would have. Good for you. I've been following this whole debacle from the first post and I'm really happy you ended up getting the info to him. Hopefully he can move on and do better than your shit ex-friend. Ghosting both of them is the right call for your own sake now. Are you sure it's him who texted you? Not Erin? Because she can take his phone. Maybe I'm too cynical, but are we certain that it was the fiancé who replied to Op, not the friend, pretending to be the fiancé so that he didn't find out the truth? Are you 100% positive that it was him, not Aaron, texting you? I'm just saying. My girlfriend has only been eating salad. I just want to state that I'm not complaining, I'm worried and seeking advice. For the past 2 weeks, my girlfriend, 25, has only eaten a specific salad twice a day, and that's it. The salad consists of spinach, feta cheese, and blueberries. At first glance it doesn't seem bad, but it is the only thing that she has eaten for breakfast and dinner for the past 2 weeks. I, 26, have tried giving her other things to eat, but she doesn't take them. I'm mainly concerned because she hasn't been eating enough and it's starting to affect her. The past couple of days she has had dizzy spells and her headaches. She has lost weight. She was at a healthy weight for her height and age. She didn't need to lose any weight. The worry for her has gone beyond me. Her parents and sister are worried as well because they said that she suffered from an eating disorder from 12-17. I am afraid that this is the beginning of a problem. However, according to doctors that I have called, I cannot force her to get medical help because she is an adult. Is there any that I can do to help her? I'd talk at length with her parents and sister and come up with a plan. While she is eating, she's clearly not getting enough calories. It seems she may be taking into old habits. There is something vital people are missing here. Please ask her if she's been stressed recently. Resurgences are almost always triggered by something, a thought, an experience, a recent stressor, etc. Try to get to the root of it and support her at the root. Ask her to confide in you about how she's been feeling lately because you think there might be something heavy on her heart. Eating disorders are something that develops because of something else. They never just pop up, they always have a trigger. Honestly, I wouldn't stage an intervention just yet. Even though I understand your concern, try to get her to open up to you first. Also, maybe try giving smoothies or fruit to her. She has returned to her old habits and is starving herself. If she is already getting dizzy and headaches, this is very, very serious. I repeat, life-threatening. You need to have a direct conversation with her and do everything in your power to get her help. Yeah. As someone who used to have an eating disorder, I would definitely be concerned, and it looks like a serious relapse. Unfortunately, the only way to truly recover is to want it for yourself, and if she doesn't recognize that what she's doing to herself is dangerous, it will be incredibly hard to talk sense into her because in her head she thinks she's doing the right thing. Has she been treated before? Is she aware of the effects it will have on her digestive system and her life? You can talk about your mounting concerns with her health, and if she's not willing to talk, you can try to stage an intervention with her family. She should probably get dedicated professional help to manage this relapse. If you have any kind of leverage, you may want to use it to try and get her to eat more. If you live in the US, you can attempt to use the Baker Act if she is refusing treatment and the lack of nutrition is damaging to her body. I just want to say how much I appreciate you for caring so much about her to reach out and ask for help. I hope everything works out for the best. Heart. I want to leave my husband over a video game. My husband, 25 male, and I, 23 female, have only been married for a year, but were in a relationship for 7 years prior to getting married. Within the past year, he has begun playing Sea of Thieves, a pirate-themed video game that can't be paused and is played online with other people. He mostly works from home while I normally leave for work by 6:30 a.m. and don't get back until 6:30 p.m. After eating dinner together, he goes back to playing his game, and despite a day and evening apart, he refuses to go to bed at the same time as me because he wants to keep playing his game. I've told him I feel lonely and neglected, but he says that I'm selfish and just want him to give me attention all of the time. He has even created a Twitter account for his pirate character and tweets daily. He's recently taken up digital art, which I was initially excited about, but the only art he creates is pirate-themed for the video game. He spends about 5 hours each day painting pirate ships and sails and even other pirate avatars for friends he has made on the Twitter account. He has spent hundreds of dollars on this game, for example, $300 for an outfit for his pirate to wear in the game. I wish I was kidding. I feel heartbroken that I can't stay true to the vows that I made to him a year ago just because of a video game. I'm also embarrassed to talk to anyone about it. I've told him my feelings several times, but nothing has changed. I want to give him an ultimatum, me or the game. Too long did not read. My husband is addicted to playing a video game. Despite telling him that him playing so much is making us feel distant, he won't stop playing and we hardly spend time together. What can I do to save my marriage? Or should I just give up? This is the weirdest commercial for Sea of Thieves I've ever seen. You worded your title wrong. It should say, I want to leave my husband because he has emotionally abandoned me and our marriage. Doesn't matter why. If it's for alcohol, or gambling, or an emotional affair, or a video game. The end result is the same and you shouldn't tolerate being treated like that. If he won't see reason and do counseling, either couples or alone, and figure out how to be an active partner in your relationship, you absolutely should cut your losses and leave him. I think you're approaching this wrong with an ultimatum. He has a clear addiction to this and should be treated as such. Consider looking into gaming addiction and advice for how to handle that confrontation. Haven't been in the situation, but used to be heavily addicted to games. It's just like any other addiction and he probably knows that it's not really doing him any good. Don't make it sound like it's about you feeling lonely and neglected. Show him that you are seriously concerned with how much time and money he spends on a game, and propose to fix the problem together. Suggest going on a walk after work for 30 minutes, suggest limiting the game to 2 hours on weekdays, etc. If he's a reasonable human being and loves you, he will listen to you and at least try to change. If he shows no sign of listening to you, just exit early. I don't have any advice, but I know how you feel. I wouldn't see my ex all day. He'd get home at like 7 or 8 p.m. and after dinner together he'd always want to go play games. It was such a pain constantly having to beg for his attention, and feeling guilt when he'd begrudgingly agree. Then when I'd want to do something on the weekends he'd cry and whine about how he was planning on playing video games all weekend and he didn't want to do anything with me. He started coming to bed with me until I fell asleep and would go back to playing games, but that was a challenge as well. My ex also paid way too much money on games, figurines, and the likes. I don't like to shame people who like certain things, but I really did not feel loved. This ship is sinking. The best way to stay afloat is to look for help. See what support systems are near you for game addictions, and if he refuses and says he's fine, I would give him the ultimatum of, you go get help or you walk the plank. But seriously, good luck.